Well, according to some experts on youth violence, Canada's cyberbullying laws are outdated and they don't give kids the protection they need. In fact, there are concerns over cyber flashing and new types of sexual harassment. And researchers like Christopher Dietzel say cyberbullying is a catch-all term that no longer fits the bill when it comes to protecting kids. Christopher is a McGill University Research Associate. He's going to be presenting these findings of this study at an upcoming Congress of the Humanities and Social Sciences at the end of the month. And I'm so happy to have Christopher here with us on CTV News Channel. Thanks a lot for your time today.
Thank you, Angie. It's a pleasure to be here.
Absolutely. Talk to us a little bit more about these findings. I've highlighted a little bit here, but they're quite concerning.
Indeed. There's been a lot of research from different countries, including in the US, the UK, and Australia, but there's been a lack of research on understanding what youth here in Canada are experiencing. So our project is aiming to work with youth aged 13 to 18 to understand the impacts of technology facilitated sexual violence on their everyday experiences, their relationships, their health and well-being, and of course, what information youth need in order to be empowered to move forward and address these harms in their everyday lives.
And there are other studies. I mean, there are other in other countries they've really looked at all of this, and clearly Canada is falling short when it comes to that. So talk to me about that. You know, where are the gaps here in Canada?
Indeed. And so what are happening is some of the gaps in Canada are that policies and legislation, sex ed curricula, what we're seeing is that these types of policies and practices have been enacted largely under the umbrella of cyberbullying. And so this has been a term that has been used, for decades in order to catch the types of harms that people experience online. However, what we have found in our analysis of policy, of education acts and other policies is that this idea of cyberbullying doesn't actually capture the harms that youth are experiencing nowadays. So we're seeing that they experience non-consensual distribution of intimate images, there's online harassment, cyberstalking, doxing, upskirting, there's deep fakes, AI is a growing concern. As technology evolves, we need to make sure that we have policies and practices that are up to date and effective in addressing and protecting youth against these harms.
Is technology dangerous then?
So technology is a tool.
Yeah.
It can be used for good, it can be used for bad. And certainly there are dangers that comes to technology, but there's a lot of benefits that can come with using technology as well. Youth and people are using technology in their everyday lives. And so this can be empowering for youth. This can help them connect with friends. For youth who identify with diverse genders and sexualities, this gives them a safe space where they can explore their identities. There's many, many benefits, and certainly the COVID pandemic has heightened some of those benefits.
So,
Yes.
I was going to say, so if we bring it a little bit then closer to home, when we look at sort of, you say, that big picture in terms of what the government needs to be doing with the policies and practices that need to be put in place, we bring it home now. I know a lot of parents listening right now. What are the kinds of conversations we need to have with our kids? They can be very uncomfortable at times, we know, but they're quite critical. And then, of course, we sort of bring in the education, the element in terms of what schools are doing, because technology plays a very big role now in school education as well.
Yes, and that's the thing is we want to make sure that parents, stakeholders, educators, people who work with youth, we want to make sure that they have the information so that youth are able to address these issues in their everyday lives. And so what we want to do, and we're going to be doing this work, is we're going to be doing focus groups. We're going to conduct a survey. We're going to be working directly with youth to understand what information they need, what they know, and of course, how we can better support them.
This is such an important study, and I know, as we mentioned there, you're going to be presenting these findings at the upcoming Congress of the Humanities and Social Sciences. That's, I think, May 27th to June 2nd, so we certainly want to follow this. Christopher, it's great talking to you about this, such an important issue. Christopher Dietzel, McGill University Research Associate, thank you again for this.
Thank you so much.